Hello and welcome to Crusader Kings 3 and another tips and tricks video. Today I'm going to be explaining and kind of showing you how to play as a Soryo ruler now within Japan. As you see here, you kind of can tell with your Soryo of Itsuo from here. Now the brief description isn't great, to be honest. However, it does say it's a feudal government unique to Japan. Now Japan is essentially a administrative realm, but playing as a Soryo means you are actually feudal. Now what does this mean? Well, if you have a look at the top right, there's no influence. Influence doesn't matter to you. Your succession and your mechanics aren't decided by influence. We have a look at our title here, this Onma Bushidan. Our succession law is confederate partition, as well similar as you get within pretty much the rest of CK. If you have a look here, succession law, rather than it being Ritsuyo elective or what have you with other administrative government types, it is instead partition, confederate partition, or whatever you get with tech and what have you. So influence doesn't matter. Now don't get confused with the fact that influence is still said, like for example large mansion, it says here you get 0.75 influence. You don't at all. That's just I wouldn't say it's a bug, it's just a bit of an oversight by the developers. What this also means is that you are essentially committing a crime as well. Your rulers are not going to be Soryo, and being Soryo is essentially a crime against this, as they of course influence and Ritsuyo government. One of the unique things of the Soryo government is that you actually are, because you're feudal, essentially you're militaristic, while the Ritsuyo is very much diplomatic and administrative. This means you can just expand. You get a unique casus belli here if I go into declare war. Soryo County Conquest of Buzen. Now it's just a county conquest that you get because you're a Soryo government. You have access to this. And interestingly here, you gain the contested titles, but since the person we're invading is a Ritsuyo vassal, the Kampaku, i.e. the ruling regent, will consider this a crime and will have a go at imprisoning you, possibly. So you kind of want to be as powerful as you can be. Now keep in mind, there is a thing here. Rulers with the administrative government may spend influence to requisition additional men-at-arms. So yes, it says 372, but really they can be a lot higher. Now he's only got 300, so it wouldn't be particularly too much more powerful, but it's something to bear in mind, especially in the early game. Now also bear in mind, if you are going to attack someone who's part of a block, their block will defend them, as you can see here. So this guy's got barely any men, he's got 97, but he's part of a block, so they will all come to their aid. So you want to go against people, at least at the start, who don't have a block, as you can see here. And again, early game, there will be some gaps, but give it a few, even 3-4 years, that will fill up very quickly, and there'll be very few who will be blockless in this game. A couple of unique things to the Soryo government, other than obviously your kind of succession laws. If we go to military, that's one thing as a Soryo, you are very much a militaristic ruler. As we can see here, you go to your Bushi, you are not debuffed like you are as a Ritsuyo. In fact, it's encouraged. You get an extra +2 from being a Soryo ruler. If I have a look at our men-at-arms, you can see here, you are in fact also not debuffed. You are buffed because you are Soryo ruler. So being militaristic, being militarily powerful is very much encouraged as a Soryo ruler, and essentially that is how you want to play it. You want to, we only account yet, we have 4 men-at-arms slots, we have 5 Bushi, and also if we go up to our domain, we're also not debuffed like you are as a Ritsuyo. You in fact, well, here we've got 3 because we've got 2 plus count 1 from our culture, 2 from our stewardship. Of course we get annual debuff anyway, but we've got 3 walls of it, so it's very hard to get above 1 or maybe even 2 at a stretch. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to also show you how to be kind of powerful. How do you actually play as a Soryo? What ways to do? You need to very much become powerful on your own. Yes, you need to have a block, but you need to be powerful, and the way to do that is by this decision here. They are able to still go for the ruling regency and the emperorship of Japan. However, you have to take some decisions to get around the Ritsuyo government. Now, if you want to create a duchy title, you can't just create it from the menu here like you would elsewhere around the globe. You have to go and take the assert regional dominance decision up here. Now, it's pretty easy to get. All you have to do is get illustrious, legitimacy level 3. You need to have a manor domicile building or higher. You also need upgraded strength or determination. House aspiration. House aspiration, of course, is up here in this menu. Where is it? Yes, these guys are service. We don't want to be. We are ceremony respectable at the moment. That is what we are. No, that's what these guys are. In fact, lol. In order to do that, we will be able to become a duchy after that decision and become even more powerful, a bit of a regional power. We have a look, zoom out here, there's already a few up here. This guy, Soryo Duchy, with their own block. This guy is Soryo Duchy as well. So that's one way to do it. But if you want to go for the regency, if you want to go for the shogunate, you also have another decision here. Formalize the Omiwa shogunate. You need to be the ruling regent of Japan, level 4, level of fame, legitimacy, again, independent ruler, have a Soryo, and be powerful ministries law. That's essentially crown authority, again, in the laws tab. Where is it? Here. Past powerful ministries up there. So don't get confused by that, it is fine. Now, very much how do you want to play this is playing wide rather than tall. Because if you expand, it's a crime, you're always going to have people on your back. Make sure to join a block. Now, of course, blocks, you have to kind of join ones with a similar house aspiration. For example, these are all determination, so they're all going to be backing us. So if we were to be attacked by, you know, the liege or another block member, we'd have the rest of our block coming towards us, even though if we are the ones who commit the crime by attacking a neutral nation or another block. So joining a block early on, especially, even if you're not the leader of it, just joining one can give you so much security, especially in the very early game. But what we also want to do is expand very early on. A lot of people of the Ritsuya government wouldn't really, they're not going to expand much to the men-at-arms. So yeah, light footmen, whatever, but you really want to be getting yourself the mounted samurai. They are just so good in terms of damage, in terms of toughness as well. Just their stats are amazing. They also counter skirmishers and heavy inf, and of course a lot of them are going to have, of your possible enemies may have light footmen, i.e. the skirmishers. So it's going to be, being the mounted samurai is of course going to be very good, but the important thing is they're archer caps. They don't really have a counter. The pikemen don't do it. There's no actual counter here. Of course, later start dates you could possibly have crossbowmen, but most people within Japan, especially in 1066 start date or earlier, aren't going to have any direct counter. And of course, they're so good on a lot of different plains step as well. Yeah, maybe not as good as in the mountains or what have you, but you can fight in the plains especially. You're going to be laughing. So you want to expand quickly. As a Soyo ruler, you want to have good security, but it is also possible to go and become a duke or become the emperor. Now, bear in mind, it's also possible to adopt a centralized bureaucracy and become a Ritsuya government. All you need is a bit of gold and a bit of prestige, and you can go back to playing kind of the peaceful way. But if you want a bit more of a challenge, Soryo is definitely the way to go. Now, I hope you found that interesting. I hope you found that helpful and useful. If you've got any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. I hope you've that's clear enough for you. But thank you very much for watching. I'm going to end this video here. Please let me know if you've got any questions. If you have enjoyed, please subscribe to the channel. Do lots of these kind of stuff, tips and tricks, and also series as well. But yeah, thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.